Hi everybody and welcome to my attempt at this week's BBO weekly free instant tournament. Instant tournaments, weekly free. And just before I start, I'd just like to say when I looked back at last week's, I was shocked at how short the video was. Far shorter than I normally do. I clearly missed out lots of explanations that I would normally give in. And I was, the same length as other people who are aiming at much higher level players than me. I'm aiming at intermediate and improving players and trying to give as much explanation as possible. If higher ranking players find the videos useful, then they're welcome to watch. But I am aiming at those improving players who want to learn. So I will make a conscious attempt this week to include my normal explanations, but I've decided that in relation to how suits break, what actually I do and most good players do is, rather than counting up the number of cards, subtracting from 13, then working out how they divide, what we actually do is we know the most common divisions of how 13 can be split into 4 different piles, chunks, or whatever you want to call them. And we actually use that in working out the distribution. So I'm going to try and concentrate on that in my explanations as we go through this video. So I will be doing that. And so just to repeat what I normally say at the beginnings, this is 8 boards, match points. You have the best hand at the table, meaning that nobody can have more high card points than you. They can have the same high card points and better distribution, as might well be the case here. I've got 13 high card points, very flat hand, do have some 10s. So this is definitely an opening bid. And it's 1 club in the robot system, 1 diamond from that. Well, the opponents are doing plenty of bidding here. Partner's just bid 1 spade. And I think under the robot system, if I double here, I'm throwing 3 spades. I do have stops in the opponent's suit. So, but 2 no trumps would show 18 to 19 high card points. So I can just, although double shows 3 spades, don't have any roughing values, but I do have aces, which are useful in suit contracts. Obviously, they're useful in no trumps as well, but queens, jacks, and 10s have value in no trumps, but not generally in suit contracts. So I'm going to show my 3 spades. And partner doesn't want to bid on when the opponents go to 3 diamonds. That suggests that West has 6+ diamonds, doesn't have any particularly hearts because East showed 5. So if West had 3, they'd have been happy to play in hearts. So West has 6 diamonds, 2 hearts. Partner probably only has 4 spades. Right? Yeah, only promised 4 plus. They had 5, they might have been tempted to go on. So I don't see that we've got enough to do anything more now. So we're going to defend 3 diamonds. A partner looks to have king, queen of spades. With 4 there, 3 in our hand. Partner probably only has 4, in which case 4, 4, 3, 2 is the way that you can split 13. So West would have a doubleton, but if partner has 5 spades, West will have a singleton. I'll play the 4 to try and encourage. Can't afford the jack, I don't think. Club, 9 of clubs. Well, if they're finessing the queen, they're finessing the queen. I don't need to cover this. I don't believe they're going to run the 9. No. Right. So, right. Looks as though they've got the ace of clubs. let's see if we've got a spade trick to cash. Don't think that does any harm. We'll still get whatever clubs and hearts which we're entitled. We do. Partner overtakes. I don't know why. Why does he want to lead? I want to lead hearts. 6 of hearts. What have they got? There's 6 hearts there, 3 in our hand. This hand turned up with 2 spades, 6 diamonds at least. We know they've got at least two clubs. They played on clubs from dummy. Do they have a singleton heart is the question, in which case we should go up with the ace. We know they can't have 3 hearts because they would have chosen to play in hearts. So do they have 7 diamonds? They could have a singleton jack or queen of hearts here. They did, and they had 6 diamonds, 2 spades, singleton heart. That's 9, so that would give them 4 cards in clubs. And we would have 2 club tricks, because they can't ruff in dummy. But if they had 4 clubs, they would surely have gone for a club ruff in dummy. I don't think so. I think they got at least a doubleton heart. So I'm going to play the 8. Hope that wasn't a singleton queen. They're drawing trumps. See how many they had. So they only had 6 trumps because partner had 3, we had 3, dummy had 1. And that's 6, 3, 3, 1 is one of those shapes. So there we go. Partner's played the jack of hearts. So they've turned up with 6 diamonds, 2 spades. I'm sure hoping they had 2 hearts, which would give them 3 clubs. So we'll keep, but they could have 3 clubs in a singleton heart, in which case we want to keep another club. I don't believe they can have more than 2 hearts, so let's throw the 10 of hearts away. Right, well, the queen of clubs is gone, so we'll throw the 2 of spades away. And now they're playing clubs. We can win the 10. Let's see if they did have it. They did have a doubleton hearts. We're going to give them their ace of clubs, and they've got another trick. 78.6% for letting them play 3 diamonds and holding them to 9 tricks. They were better off in 3 hearts. So that was the best we could do, was to let them play in diamonds and hold them to those 9 tricks. Even if we'd gone up with the ace of hearts, they would actually not have been able to get a second heart trick because they ruined their entrance to dummy. Right. So we got 17 points, 5-4-2-2. 3 aces, king, good suits. Is this too strong to open 1 no trump? Should I treat it as 18, 19? I think so. I think I'm going to open 1 club, and if partner says 1 spade, I'm going to bid 2 no trumps. And partner bids 1 heart. I'm not good enough now to bid 4 hearts, I don't think. I think I've got to bid 3 hearts. 16 to 18 total points. Yeah, that's what I've got. Partner passes. Now we're worried that we've missed game. Now we see the hand and we're not so worried. We don't have a bit short of quick entries to dummy. The 4 of diamonds is unlikely to be away from king of diamonds, but we might as well do that in the hope that they'll carry on. Although this is the hand, remember that, I know they can see this hand, so they know that to switch to spades. The north hand is the one they can't see. The south hand is the dummy. 9 of diamonds to the ace. Well, I want to take a heart finesse. I'm going to play ace, king of clubs and ruff a club. Right, so the clubs are broken. So I could well have been better going up with the ace of diamonds and making this play now. Some ways I'm hoping the heart finesse is wrong. It isn't. And I've got 3 heart tricks and the clubs are good because the clubs were 5, 3, 3, 2. So this will not be a good score. 64%, but 4 hearts was making if you bid it. And I got 1 no trump plus 3, but I think if I go up with the ace of diamonds with this distribution, I can make an extra trick. Let's have a quick look. So if instead of doing what I did, I go up with the ace of diamonds and now play ace of clubs. Ruff a club. Need the jack of hearts, assume they cover as before. I can draw 3 remaining trumps. In fact, I'm not going to get any more tricks, am I? Because I can't get the queen of diamonds as a trick. I'm going to lose a diamond and 2 spades. So my opening play, I think it's probably not. Well, against a human, you might well think that I led away from the king of diamonds, leading the 4th highest. Most humans will lead 4th highest from an honor, but the robots lead 4th highest from bad suits. So I got the most tricks I could, despite I think it would have been better to win the ace at trick 1. But there was no way to then get to all my tricks. So just going to 4 heart, presumably the people who played in 4 hearts just bid 4 hearts over the 1 heart response. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. They did. And clubs breaking 3-3 meant that they made it, but I think that 3 hearts is the right call. And then we can play as we did. On to board 3. 14 high card points, singleton, diamond. So it's going to be a 1 club opening in any system. Double from west. Certainly a takeout double pass. 2 clubs by east just says they got a good hand and that it might be their hand. I think I'm going to try and get an eye. I'm not vulnerable against vulnerable. And I'm going to bid 3 clubs here. 4 spades, 5 diamonds. Right. Well, I'm certainly passing now 6 diamonds. Well, looks like I don't have 2 club losers then. is me to lead. Am I going to lead a club to start with? Well, I think the club trick could disappear if there is one. And we hope to make a heart trick as well. So I'm going to try the king of clubs just to see the club trick to be had. There is a club trick to be had. There isn't a heart trick to be had. There isn't a spade trick to be had. Because there are 2, 4, 6, 7 spades in dummy, 3 in our hand. That only leaves 3 for partners, so they're all going to drop. So our only chance of a second trick is in diamonds. And this hand went to 5 diamonds over 4 spades. So since we want a diamond trick and we don't have any tricks outside of diamonds, I think we may as well try and make them rough somewhere to weaken their trumps. Ace of clubs, lead the king of hearts. Let's play the ace of clubs though. Rough in dummy. Diamonds. 3 of diamonds. Let's throw the 3 of hearts away. Oh, well, they're making their 6 diamonds. Have we driven them to it? We know the spades are coming in. They don't, but even if they weren't, they've got a diamond entry to dummy. They just know they're all good, so I may as well concede. %25 for them making 6 diamonds. 4 heart. We get to 4 hearts and go 4 off undoubled. That's good. So how do we do that? Or if we double them in 5 diamonds? It's a strike-tailed ape double. They can make 6 diamonds, but we double them in 5 and they score less points. Of course, the real risk here is if they produce the redouble, we have to run to somewhere because the 5 diamonds redouble +1 will score more than 6 diamonds. And that's why it's called a striped-tailed ape double. Supposedly, the striped-tailed ape will turn tail and run. And that's what you do if the redouble comes along. But 4 hearts here, these ones. I got to 4 hearts rather than, and we don't bid 3 clubs. They may play in hearts rather than diamonds, which is not quite so good for them. Right. Okay. 9th place, 56%. So partners opened a club. We've had a diamond from there. What do we want to do here? We've got a good diamond stop. Partner may have spades. We've got to try 1 spade, I think. Partner's promised a rebid. This is forcing. Two hearts from there, 3 hearts from there. So they've got their heart fit. Partner doesn't seem to have a spade fit because they didn't raise us. We've got 5 diamonds here. Partner figures to have quite a lot of clubs. I wonder what 4 diamonds here means. 4 plus clubs, 4 plus spades, 17 plus total points. We don't have 17 plus. We have 12 points. Partner should have some hearts here. This hand has shown 5 and this hand has shown 3. The partner could have 4 hearts here. Well, double shows 4 plus spades and says that we've got 12 plus total points. It's our hand. Let's see what partner wants to do in response to double. They want to bid 4 clubs. Right. Now they've shown 5+ clubs, 2 minus spades. Robot there isn't very open, doesn't very often open on 11 points in the minors. We're lacking aces here. What can partner have for their 4 club bid? They only have 12 to 14 total points. They can't really, we've got spade loser, a heart loser. Quite likely not a club loser. Partner can only have 7 points in clubs. So do they have an ace? Then we've got chances of making 5 clubs. An ace besides the ace of clubs. The ace, queen, jack of clubs. 7 points. We're looking for another 5. They got some wasted values in hearts, and we're struggling. We've got 3 points in hearts, for example. And you might only have the queen of spades. They might have ace, queen, jack of clubs, king of hearts, queen of spades. And then we're struggling to make 5 clubs. If they turn out to have the ace of diamonds, ace, queen of clubs, and the king of spades, which is 13 points, we'd have chances of making 6 clubs. So, where are they? Bid hearts. This one's 14 to 15 total points, 9 to 12 total points. That's they count total points, they add points for voids and singletons. All in all, I think they've got too much. I think I'm going to pass 4 clubs. Well, let's hope they get a diamond rough. They do. So we're not making 5 clubs. In fact, we're probably not. And they've switched to a spade rather than a heart. So how were the diamonds? We had 5, dummy had 2. This hand had 1, so this hand had 5. So the 5 of diamonds is not going to be a winner. This hand will have diamonds. And we've got a heart loser that we can't actually get rid of. But we've only lost 2 tricks. So we can't throw all our hearts away. We can throw 2 away so that we will be able to make 4 clubs. So unless this gets roughed. Right, we're going to draw trumps now. We won in dummy so that we got the ace of spades to get to the king, queen of diamonds, to throw 2 hearts away, because we may have to play 4 rounds of trumps to draw trumps. Although we've got 9, so 6, 3, 1 is much more likely than 6, 4, 0. But it does no harm to play safe like that, and we can draw 4 rounds of trumps. The 10 appears. The 8 appears. So actually the 7 is an entry to our hand. So now there are some chances of making 11 tricks if the hand that controls the spades also has the last diamond. So if this hand doesn't have enough spades, it's the auction gone. East has shown up with 5 diamonds and 3 hearts. This hand led the queen of spades. I don't think it was a singleton. Otherwise, I only need to ruff one spade and then get back to this hand. So the 7 of clubs is now an entry back to this hand. Because the 10 and 8 have gone. Don't know why the robots play like that. So I'm going to take this chance now. I need to ruff this high. And hope that this hand has only got spades and diamonds. Ah, I miscounted. There was, because they roughed IS. So, right, it's not going to work. So we're going to play king, queen of diamonds. Throwing the 2 hearts away. And this hand still has a diamond winner and a spade winner. And now I can claim my 2 trumps. Yep. So there was no squeeze. And stopping in 4 clubs was the right thing to do, but bidding on over 3 hearts was also the right thing to do. Somebody managed to make 3 no trumps. They didn't cash their 5 heart tricks. But 89%'s got us up to 3rd place, so that's a good move. And partner's a passed hand. We've got 7, 12, 13 points. So it could still be our hand. And I think it's sensible just to get our 5 card. If we're going to play the hand, it's going to be in hearts, I think. So rather than no trumps, we haven't got the 15 points that we need to overcall 1 no trumps. So I'm going to bid 2 hearts. And that wins the contract. Right. Right. So this hand has 5 spades at least. This hand had a support double available. Did it have a support? No, double would have been takeout showing the minors. But they could have bid 2 spades if they had 3 card support. So, and they passed over 2 hearts. Partners turned up with 9 points, and we've got 13. That's 22. This hand hasn't done any more than open the bidding. So I think this hand, if this hand had 5 points, that's 27. This hand would have 13. That's possible. It's quite likely this hand has hearts and therefore couldn't bid. This is a spade loser. We might be able to get rid of it on the clubs, ultimately. But one option is to play 3 rounds of spades and hope to ruff spade and dummy if West has 3 spades, if they're 5, 3, 3, 2. But it's more likely that they're 6, 3, 2, 2. And this hand can ruff higher than the 5 of spade, 5 of hearts. But the likelihood is that that would be with what would be a natural trump winner. We'd really like, though, to be in dummy to play clubs through East. East's more likely to have the king of clubs. And then set up clubs being set up. So am I going to create a spade loser by winning in my hand and playing trumps? I think if we were in a higher contract, that would be the only way of trying to make it. But I think that things are not lying well. I'm going to assume that spades aren't 7-1, because they would have done something else. As I expected, that hand's rough. I only need conceit. I don't need all those clubs. So I'm going to throw a club, encouraging this hand to play clubs. They're going to play diamonds. Well, We might get to see another spade then. I don't mind that. Get rid of the jack of diamonds. Here comes another spade. So I'm going to ruff with the 10, force out the ace. No, don't play the ace of the king. Once again, I've got no losers to discard on the club, so I can afford to play a club. Let's see how badly the hearts are breaking. King of clubs, thank you. We'll play the ace. I didn't want to play another spade. So, was that a singleton king of hearts? That's certainly possible. But we'll no losers now outside of hearts. No, I go up with the ace and king. The 9 of diamonds comes. We're going to win with the ace. Let's see if we can get to our hand with the jack of clubs. We can. I'm going to draw another round of trumps. And this hand didn't have lots of hearts. King of clubs is good. Only 67% for making that. The hearts are 3-3. So is everybody making? Some people have made 2 hearts plus 2. We did move up to second place though. Hearts are 3-3. I think my line of play would have succeeded if hearts had been making 2 hearts, if hearts had been a lot worse. So I think that was the better play. Now the West couldn't bid. They didn't have clubs, so they couldn't double for takeout. Right, on to board 6. And we have 15 points for one hand. This would be a difficult hand to bid at. I called you'd open a club and you'd part a bit of diamond, you'd bid hard. So 4 hands at ACOL are very difficult if you have black suit singletons. Red suit singletons, they're not quite so bad. And this is not bad here. We want to open this one club because if we open one no trump, we're very likely to miss a 4-4 major suit fit unless partner has 9+ points. So we're going to open this a club, a diamond, 1 no trump is unusual. So they don't think they need a natural 1 no trump bid here. They're a passed hand. So we know they can't have more than 11 high card points. But they've got 5 hearts and 5 spades. No, they can't need 1 no trump to be natural. So it shows the 2 lowest unbid suits, which in this case are the majors. Partner's got a diamond. What does double by me show? Exactly 3 diamonds. It's a support double. Well, that just seems nonsense to me. What does 2 no trumps mean? 17 to 21 high card points. Well, it isn't a jump in no trumps, but that's what I got to do. Or I could just pass. West will have to bid something. Yeah, let's try passing and see if we can double them for a big penalty. Partner bids 3 spades, forcing. Why they couldn't have let us double them, I don't know. So we're going to play 3 no trumps now. Assuming partner lets us. Right. 2, 4, 6, 7. 7, 1. This hand can't have more. Yeah, we know they're 5-5 in the majors. So the odds favour the king of diamonds being in this hand. They bid spades. rather than hearts. So it seems likely they have more spades than hearts. There's 5 of each suit there, 4 of each suit here. That's 9 of each suit and 1 of each suit in dummy. So that's 10. So they can't have more than 3 spades. And it's likely that this hand has 6 hearts and 5 spades. Would they not have opened the bidding with 11 points? I don't know. It's likely the Queen of Clubs is in this hand. I think we're going up with the Queen of Spades. We can't do anything else. We've got 3 spade tricks and 2 club tricks off the top, which is up the diamond trick, which is 5, and that's 6. Diamond finesse would be 7. I think we can get a heart trick by playing this. And we can probably get another top trick. I go up with the ace, and this hand's got to lead something to help us now. This one gets us to our hand. We're going to hang on to all our clubs. And we know our King of Hearts is a winner now. We've got 2 tricks. The King of Hearts is a winner, King of Spades is a winner. That's 4. Ace King of Clubs is 6. Ace of Diamonds is 7. Let's try the diamond finesse. Should we try that? Let's just count some points for a moment. This hand, give this hand Ace Queen of Hearts, that's 6. The Jack of Spades, that's 7. I do need some more points somewhere. I think they need 10 or so points. How many points does it say they needed for this one no trump? 10 to 12 total points. So given that they only have 1 in spades, they've only got 7 in the major suits. That gives them 3 or so in the minor suits. So that could be the Queen of Clubs and the Jack of Diamonds. Could be King Jack of Diamonds. I think I'm going to try the 10 of diamonds here. And that got the king. Thank goodness for that. So now we know that the ace queen of diamonds are good. King of spades gets rid of the 3rd spade from west. Should we throw a club now? So this is our 3rd trick. That's our 4th trick, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. We need a club trick. And we need to find out the fact that this hand bid 2 spades rather than 2 hearts. You'd have thought if they were 3-3, they would have bid 2 hearts. But this hand has turned up the King of Diamonds now, and Ace of Hearts, and we think the Queen of Hearts, and the Jack of Spades. So the Queen of Clubs would mean they had an open bid. So the Queen of Clubs is offside. And the Jack of, this hand has the Queen of Clubs and Jack of Diamonds. And 3 spades. Could they have 3 hearts? Because we have an end play available to us. We could, if they only have 2 hearts and 3 spades, we could now, they won't have any more spades. We could cash the King of Hearts, getting rid of their heart. And Then cross the dummy's ace of clubs, cash the ace queen of diamonds, throw them in with a diamond, and in the end they'd have to lead a club round to our king jack if we think they don't have three hearts. So if they had three hearts and three spades, really want to know how many diamonds they have. Because we had one diamond, dummy had six. If there were three diamonds here and three diamonds here, we've got the rest of the tricks. We throw a club away. I think we can afford to throw a club away. Yes, on the off chance. Can we afford to play the King of Hearts now? Because we think they've got no more spades, because this hand had five. So I think if we throw them in with diamonds, we don't cash a heart, throw them in with diamonds, they will in the end have to lead a club or a heart to us. But what's the possibility of this hand was a singleton king of diamonds and has two, probably has maybe two clubs, six hearts spades. Then this hand could this hand have five diamonds and therefore have two diamonds to cash when we throw them in? Yeah, but they'd still then have to play a club or a heart. Yep. What can we throw on those two diamonds from dummy? We can throw the five of spades and the nine of hearts. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to play the four of clubs. 10 appears from there, and this hand throws a heart. So this hand had five clubs, three spades. And we're about to see. There's the Queen of Diamonds. This is our sixth trick. They've thrown a club. We know that the club finesse is failing and that they now have some diamond winners. It looks as though we should have cashed the King of Hearts. Oh no, they don't have any diamond winners. I miscounted. Right, somebody threw a diamond somewhere. So there we are, home and dry, playing the rest of the tricks. That's the three diamonds here. 96.4%. So a lot of counting that I maybe didn't get completely right, but I did at least realize that I had to take the chance of giving myself that maximum number of tricks. That's got us into first place with 70%. Let's see if we can keep this up off the last two boards. 10, 19 high card points. This is actually a pretty bad 19. Lax intermediates. I'm going to, whilst I very often with the robots like to open two no trumps with 19, with this one, one club, three clubs, it's weak, preemptive, but 5+ clubs. I've got these other stops. We've got to try three no trumps in. The three of hearts. Doesn't look too bad. We've got two hearts, two spades, That's four clubs, but they may be able to set up enough heart tricks. We may need the spade finesse because we may not have time to set up diamonds. We do need to knock out the ace of clubs because that gives us 4 extra tricks. So we'll do that to start with. But we expect now hearts, them to continue hearts. Right, it's the king of hearts. Okay, so now we're going to cash our club tricks and hope we see some useful discards from them. So we'll just keep 2 of diamonds, 4 of clubs over to the king, and a spade thrown from that hand. A high spade, is that indicating they've got a good spade? And a spade from this hand. And another spade. This is all looking quite good, isn't it? So, altogether, I've thrown 3 spades away. Let's have a look, see if we can get some more. A diamond, we'll throw a diamond. Right, so they have thrown 4 of their 6 spades away. Which leaves only 2. And I'm making sure not to block the spades so that I can cash these and get myself an over trick. And that was another good score, 85%. So the play there was the robots sometimes are quite bad at discarding, especially when they can see a finesse will succeed. They tend to think you're bound to take it. Whereas I would actually have taken it in this case because we needed it for our 9th trick. But the robots tend to give up a bit quickly. We've now got 19 high card points and our partner's opened a club. So we're definitely thinking about slam here. Let's show our diamond suit. 1 no trump. So the robot has shown 12 to 14 high card points. That's still enough for 33 for a small slam. I think if I bid 4 no trumps here, this is quantitative. And I think this is, I don't believe the robot here is denied a 4 card heart suit when they bid 1 no trump. That's their system, and a 4 card spade suit. So we are interested in that. Partner's got some points somewhere. They're not very many of them are in diamonds or hearts. Some of them are in clubs, has some in spades. So we're going to make this quantitative invite showing 90 to 20 points and asking partner to bid 6 of their maximum and pass if they're a minimum. And they're a maximum, so we should pass. And the 4 of spades is led round to ace queen. So we have 2 spade tricks, 3 heart tricks is 5, 2 club tricks is 7, and 5 diamond tricks is 12. So we're making this contract. And there are lots of chances of making extra tricks. I'm going to keep the 10 of spades in my hand. So that may be useful. King goes up. Right, we just need to untangle a few things here. I think unblocking the king of clubs, if I leave the king of clubs to be unblocked later, I have to find 2 discards from dummy on diamonds. 1 can be a club, one could be a heart. One could be a spade, so it's all right. So I don't want to tell them I've got the king of clubs. I think I want to just run the diamonds to start with. I can find some discards. Okay, so I won that dummy. I've got the top 5 diamonds. There's no reason not to play them from the top. This hand had 2 diamonds. I've thrown a club away. This hand had 3. And I've thrown a spade away. So I wonder who has the jack of spades. Throw the 4 of clubs here. And they throw the 2 of hearts, which is interesting because one of our possibilities for a 13th trick is the 13th heart, the hearts break. So we'll play another round of diamonds. And another club appears. We'll encourage them to throw a heart away. Shall we? No, I think we need to keep the spade. We need to keep the communications flexible. 2 clubs have gone. Now I do think I want to unblock the king of clubs. Don't suppose the queen is going to appear. No. I'm going to play the 7 of spades to the queen. Once again, I don't expect the jack to appear. I'm going to play the ace of clubs now. 10. I'm going to throw the 10 of spades in the hope that East has had to hang on to the jack of spades. They're both followed. Somebody's got the queen of clubs. Let's just see what happens in hearts. We'll come to the ace. 3. 8. Queen. 10. 5. King. And remember, there was a heart discard, so we do have our 13th trick. The 96.4%, which ought to be enough to keep us in the lead, and is by some substantial margin, despite our quite a poor early hand. We did catch up the rest of the time. So there was quite a bit of counting there. You can see how complicated it is because I made a mistake. I missed the discard on that hand with lots of counting. But by trying to keep track of where everything was, we did come up with the right line of play in reeling where shortage was. So I hope you found that useful. I hope it my explanations were a bit better than last week's, and that you can subscribe to the channel because that's what is most useful for the algorithm. And like the video, leave any comments that you've got, and I will see you next week. Thanks for watching.